Okay, so starting off, we have our first MTP joint, our first metatarsal phalangeal joint. Going into our first metatarsal. Find your navicular. You can find your first cuneiform right here. First cuneiform. So going back to navicular, you can find your navicular tuberosity. Then you have your talar head. If you just invert talar head, and then you have your medial malleolus. So if you go to the very tip of the medial malleolus, you can find your system tali. And then you have your calcaneovicular ligament, so that runs right here. And then you have your calcaneal dome. And then you have your lateral calcaneal border going right here. Then you have your flexor hallucis longus. Your flexor digitorum posterior, right here. Of course, you have your tibialis posterior, right here, and your posterior tibial artery, right there. Going on to the lateral side, we have our fifth metatarsophalangeal joint, or fifth MTP. Then you have your fifth metatarsal, going until you find your styloid or base of the fifth, styloid process or base of the fifth. So, and then you have your cuboid, and then your lateral malleolus, your peroneal tubercle, right here, and then your peroneal tendons, which run right here, and your sinus tarsi, right there, and then dome of the talus, going back this way, and you have your second and third cuneiforms. So if you go back to where you find your first, relax your foot, find your first, and then you can find your second or middle, and then you can find your lateral or third cuneiform. Then you have your rays, which are on all of your toes. So this one on the big one, third, fourth, and fifth. Then you have your tibialis anterior. So tibialis anterior, right about here. Your extensor hallucis longus, which goes a little bit more on the lateral side, and it runs right there to the big toe hallux. Then you have your extensor digitorum longus, even more on the left side, and it goes into your little toes. Then you have your that's the extensor digitorum brevis. The brevis goes to your little toes, while the extensor digitorum longus is just the muscle right here. Then you have your dorsalis pedal artery. Oh, moving ahead of myself. Pedal artery coming right here. Then you go to the medial calcaneal tubercle, which you can't palpate too easily because you have this padding on the bottom of your foot protecting it. Then you have your plantar fascia, which runs from the bottom of your foot all the way going up through all your toes. And you have your medial and lateral sesamoids, which your big toe has two. I have a pretty fat foot. And then you should just have one, and one. Okay, thanks guys.